It is that time of the month where I make another low effort video, and this time we're doing something that every other human being on planet Earth has done, a tier list. I am Mr. Original. However, I wanted to make this purely on the balancing of each individual hero in Overwatch. So, for example, let's say Doomfist is known to be a weaker hero, and Baptiste is known to be a stronger hero. Now, they could end up in the same category because this tier list isn't based on strength, as in you're not going to be higher up simply because you're more powerful. It's simply based on balance. So, if you are horribly unbalanced, either in the way that you are far too strong or far too weak, you will end up in the same category together. So perfectly balanced doesn't necessarily make them a strong hero, it just makes them a balanced hero, which is what we care about. I don't want every hero to be strong, I want every hero to be balanced. In the same way that I don't believe Genji should be buffed a shitload, everyone else should just be nerfed. However, that's a lot of work. Anyway, to start things off, we're starting with Soldier. I believe Soldier is perfectly balanced. I would say perfectly balanced isn't exactly the greatest way to describe him. He's definitely not perfect. However, I don't believe he needs any changes, so we're putting him in perfectly balanced for now. Of course, hitscan hero, I believe he outputs 19 or so, 19.5 damage per shot with no fall off, and then 30% of that would be a number at his maximum range, which I'm unaware of. But I just know he's definitely on the weaker side of the hit scans in this game. He definitely could be stronger, but for now, I think he's in a very good spot in the way that he's not super oppressive in the fact that since he is a hit scan, he naturally can create a ton of space simply by existing and being able to output a very easily sustainable amount of damage simply because he doesn't need to protect where people are going. He just needs to keep his crosshair on people. Therefore, I think it's extremely difficult to balance hit scans in this game, but I believe he is simply because he has a decently low damage output in comparison to most of the projectile heroes. Next, we're going to look at McCree. This hero is horribly unbalanced. Listen, either horribly unbalanced or need major changes simply because this hero is pretty unbelievable. He has a extremely effective 1v1 hero in the way that he has his stun. Incredibly powerful. I'd honestly say he's definitely up there as one of the best 1v1 heroes in the game, without a shadow of a doubt. His role, again, not that great. It doesn't really do anything. I think it's almost useless. If it didn't reload, I think it certainly probably would be useless. But since it reloads, again, it's a pretty trash ability, but he kind of needs it. It's his only escape, and even then, it's not even an escape. His M1 is ridiculously powerful at medium to close range. He shreds people to pieces, especially because he's a hit scan. So immediately just lowering his skill ceiling massively, simply because he's a gun. Doesn't mean he's easy to play. By no means is he easy to play. You can't just pick him and immediately get value. You actually have to know what you're doing to be able to play him. But honestly, Flashbang, Fan the Hammer is probably one of the dumbest combos in this entire game. It absolutely destroys squishies, it shreds barriers and tanks. He is honestly unfathomably broken. Especially with his 225 HP, I understand why he needs these things since he's so easily diveable. By one hero, for example, if you just jump on him as Genji, you lose every single time unless he is completely terrible. However, if a team jumps him, he has no chance of survival because he has no effective escape. Therefore, I would say he's horribly unbalanced in the sense that his 1v1 potential and his oppression and simply existing and the amount of damage he outputs makes him horribly unbalanced. He should be far easier to kill if he's going to output this much damage and create this much space with a CC ability too. He is just stupidly broken in my opinion. Next, we're going to talk about Ashe. I believe the hit scan nerf has made her perfectly balanced. Before the hit scan nerf, I definitely would have put in minor changes simply because, well, you know, she had the potential to one-shot with a Mercy Pocket, making her pretty broken, in my opinion. I don't think there should be one-shots. This is kind of controversial, but in a game like Overwatch, I think one-shots are extremely unhealthy. For example, Hanzo shouldn't be able to just spam randomly and just get a kill simply because he was spamming and not because he actually performed a mechanic or because his game sense awarded said kill. He just randomly pressed mouse 1 and you ended up dying. I think that's bullshit. But right now, I think Ashe is perfectly balanced, especially if you are diving her. If you know how to dive her properly, then her coach gun is almost completely useless, because if you coach gun people away, especially like Genji is extremely good against Ashe if the Genji knows what they're doing. If they use dash early, for example, the Genji is dead in most cases. However, if you wait for coach gun to go off, or you deflect coach gun, then 80% of the time, 90% of the time, you're winning that matchup simply because she's a sniper and she's not effective at those ranges. However, she is still pretty powerful considering the fact that she is a hit scan. Therefore, I believe she is definitely on the stronger side of the heroes in the game, but I think she is pretty well balanced as of now. However, I would like to put her in minor changes simply because I think she's a little bit too strong, but in terms of the other heroes, I think she is far, far more balanced. Okay, we have Widowmaker. I think I will say either I'm gonna put her in horrible imbalance. This hero is ridiculous. I honestly, I don't care if she's easy to kill with dive. I don't care if any. I don't care. Simply, Widowmaker's existence dictates whether a game is won or lost. If a Widowmaker is picked, you either have to pick another Widowmaker and hope your Widowmaker is better, or you have to run a full team that's going to destroy her or makes her not as oppressive. Widowmaker simply existing creates so much value, it is absolutely astonishing. This hero is fundamentally broken when it comes to this type of game, especially one-shots in general. I don't believe they should be part of it. I see no point in rewarding random spam. If you're randomly spamming into a team and you get a kill, I think that's bullshit. That shouldn't happen. Of course, in some scenarios, like for example, let's say a soldier is randomly just running out in the middle of the open, absolutely, he dies for that, he's making a mistake, he deserves death, but one-shotting people, I think in general, is just terrible. I will never understand why we have one-shots in this game. They're not rewarding for any player, they're not fun. I mean, I guess they're cool looking, especially if you're, I don't know, making a montage or whatever, but when it comes to actual games design, I think Widowmaker is horribly unbalanced. But just the nature of the game and how long it's been out, you can't really change her because that's how she is. That's how she was when the game was released. That's how she's gonna be. She's always been the high risk, high reward hero. If you die, well then you kind of fed. If you don't die and you get frags, then well, you're hard carrying your team simply because your ability to one-shot heroes, especially at such a long range, when complete safety, makes her extremely powerful in my opinion. The meta is not great for her right now, with double bubble just shaying all over her, but in general, I think Widowmaker is extremely unbalanced. I simply cannot understand why she's as good as she is, but whatever. Next, we have Bastion. Okay, we're moving on. No, but seriously, Bastion is just terrible. He's been terrible for years and years and years and years. He's horribly unbalanced. And you gotta remember, horribly unbalanced doesn't necessarily make them extremely powerful or extremely, you know, underwhelming. It just means that the fundamental design of the character is broken at the current stage. So Bastion is clearly horribly unbalanced simply because he is just trash. He is just horrible. He works in two comps, Pirate Ship and Bunker, and even then, Pirate Ship and Bunker are extremely easy comps to just absolutely shred, especially if your team is flexible. You will ruin Bunker and pirate ship, like it's not even a thing, and Bastion will be forced to swap basically instantly. The only time I ever see Bastion being viable is if Bastion main picks them, and even then he trolls in 99% of his games anyway, but he's a Bastion player, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, Bastion, horribly unbalanced, terrible, 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 terrible hero. Other than the fact that their self-heal out-heals Genji's Dragon Blade default, which is bullshit, but whatever. Pharah? Ooh, Pharah. Okay, I would either put her in perfectly balanced or needs minor change. I'm gonna put her in needs minor changes. She is not very powerful right now. She's kind of shit on by the meta right now, which is McCree mostly. It's just kind of hit scan in general. But seriously, she needs to be stronger. I imagine she's pretty weak, especially in the higher SRs. I imagine she's barely ever picked. She's fairly weak, especially because she's so easy to counter. Especially if you have any aim whatsoever, she's very easy to kill. Especially if you're running pharmacy. Against a good hit scan player, pharmacy will literally just feed 2 kills to the team, and then you basically just win instantaneously. Especially if the Pharah doesn't know what they're doing. I think Pharah should probably be a little bit stronger. I don't know exactly how I would change her to make her stronger. Or maybe even the meta just needs to change in general for her to be stronger. But right now, I think she's definitely pretty weak, and she definitely needs a little bit of changing. Simply because she's just a pretty underwhelming hero right now. And the low SRs, I imagine she dominates. In the higher SRs, she gets absolutely destroyed. Next is Echo. Oh fuck, what do I say about Echo? I think she certainly needs major changes. This hero is, I don't believe necessarily that she is extremely overkitted, but her kit is insanely powerful. She's got a pretty strong left click. The beam is insane to me. I still don't understand why it's a thing. The beam is ridiculous in my opinion. The stickies are very nice. They reward good game sense in the sense that, or good mechanics, I suppose, knowing exactly how they travel and their speed and how they stick to things. I think that takes a fair amount of skill to use them. I'm lying, I'm bullshitting. The stickies are broken and I hate them. They're very annoying. And you can be completely blind and still use them. They're bullshit. The beam is bullshit. The flight, I'm completely okay with flying. We have no other flight heroes in the game other than Pharah, and I guess you could say D.Va maybe, but even then, I wouldn't call her a flight hero. She's not flight dominant. Anyway, Echo, flight dominant hero, extremely broken kit in my opinion. She's fairly weak in terms of the meta right now, especially because it's dominated by hit scans. But just giving the ability to secure kills so quickly and easily and punish mistakes so unbelievably quickly, and being able, and her ult as well, I don't know, I think she needs changes. I don't necessarily believe she needs a nerf. I just believe she needs reworked in some kind of way, because her kit is crazy. I think she's got far too much. Then again, the reason she has so much is power creep, which they still need to fix in this game. That pisses me off. They haven't fixed it in years, and I don't believe they are going to fix it. Next we have Doomfist. He is horribly unbalanced. This hero sucks. They are complete dog shit. In the sense that if you are against a team that has one CC ability, you are literally a walking ult charge. You are literally a 5v6 now if you pick this hero, because he will be absolutely dominated by any CC ability, and he is just horrible. You need to be extremely good to get basically any value on this hero. He's simply just bad. He's just bad. Against very good not even very good players, against decent players, you will get very little or nothing at all done on Doomfist. Apart from being extremely annoying, you're not going to get much done. However, talking about his kit, he is fundamentally broken in my opinion. I think his cooldowns are absolutely ridiculous. He should be, on paper, insanely powerful, but the reason he isn't is the nature of the game being horribly unbalanced in the sense that the amount of CC abilities there are is just stupid. There's so much CC where this hero, on paper, should be absolutely dominating, just gets absolutely violated instead, simply because every other hero was designed to basically destroy him. So he's horribly unbalanced because he's shit. He is just shit. Next is Sombra. I gotta admit, I fucking hate this hero. With every ounce of passion in my body, it is all directed to the hatred towards Sombra. I hate her. I hate everything about her, and she annoys me. So she is minor changes. Listen, she's not that broken. I think EMP charges fairly quickly. I think, honestly, they should make EMP charge slower and up her damage, because right now she's basically not even a damage hero. She's essentially a support hero that doesn't heal. She outputs such little damage, it's actually laughable. But it's fine, because she has a super broken ultimate that charges really quickly. So that's balanced. No, I genuinely believe she needs to output more damage, and EMP should charge slightly slower. And then I think she'd be perfectly balanced, even though I despise the fact that you can hack people and just completely eliminate all of their cooldowns and passives. I think that's horrible game design, but it is what it is. So I guess they could be worse, but for now I think they just need very minor changes in order to be balanced. But for now, she definitely needs some changes. Next is Genji. Horribly unbalanced. This hero is terrible, absolutely terrible. Just fucking atrociously bad. I gotta be honest. Dragon Blade with Nano Blade, broken, very broken. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, top tier, if not the strongest ult combo in the game, especially in the hands of a very good player. Nano Blade is extremely powerful. It can be shut down by pretty much nothing in the hands of a good player, other than, you know, very simple things like, for example, a Sombra hack doesn't necessarily make it useless, but it takes away most of its effectiveness. Nanoblade certainly, I would say, pretty, you know, medium risk, high reward. There's no reason not to run it if you're running a Genji and a Nana. You should certainly be nanoblading. Very powerful ultimate. On its own, on paper, it should be great. 120 damage slash. 50 damage for a dash. So if you're doing the animation cancel, that's 170 damage very, very quickly. That's 30 damage remaining. Finish that off with another slash. And then that's it. 200 HP target gone, or 250 HP target gone. Not amazing at killing tanks. Not terrible. You can certainly kill tanks with it. It's very good, but it's definitely better to secure the kills on the squishies, especially the ones who are already damaged, so you can potentially slash dash them and kill them far quicker. So if your team's calling, who's low HP, absolutely Genji's fantastic when it comes to securing kills. He's amazing. His kit extremely powerful, super mobile. He got the wall climb. He can dash in and out, deflect. That ability kind of sucks balls, but it can deflect grav, therefore it's decent, but absolutely deflect works 20% of the time. Otherwise, it's pretty shit, to be honest. But seriously, in comparison to the other DPS in this game, Genji is so laughably bad. It genuinely makes me kind of upset, because the reason Genji is horribly unbalanced is because his kit is based around, you know, flanking, getting in the back lane, securing kills, trying to lead people into situations they don't want to be in, so we can 1v1 them and win those 1v1s to secure picks for his teams. That is what he's amazing at. He's made for flanking, he's made for assassinating people. But that doesn't matter when he's out 1v1'd by 95% of the fucking cast anyway, and they all just absolutely destroy him. There's like 3 heroes Genji can actually confidently kill. So he is, honestly, also that's not true. You can kill a lot more heroes than just 3. But what I'm saying is, for how strong Genji looks on paper, right now in the game's current state, he is almost completely useless. Just pick any other DPS. You will do far more, far safer, far more reliably, and far more consistently. This hero is trash, unfortunately. Just utter trash. Next is Tracer. Minor changes, I believe. Almost perfectly balanced. Extremely oppressive, especially the lower SRs, which is fine, I guess. But just the fact that when you have heroes like Genji who are so bad at assassinating, and heroes like Tracer who are so incredibly powerful at assassinating, it's like, why wouldn't you just pick Tracer? Of course, there's situations where picking Genji is, of course, the better thing to do. But in general, picking Tracer is genuinely just stronger. Much faster horizontal mobility, of course sacrificing vertical mobility for that horizontal mobility. But being able to blink around your targets, secure those kills quickly, you've got an ability to heal yourself. Again, technically a heal yourself where you rewind back to where you were, previously where you were in time, restoring the HP you had at that time. Very cool ability. I don't know. Tracer's extremely oppressive, very annoying, tiny hitbox, can output a ton of damage, especially if you're very, very good on Tracer. We've seen a ton of extremely talented Tracer players just dominate an Owl simply because of how oppressive this hero can be, although it's extremely difficult to do it since she's very mechanical. Once you achieve those skills, I think she is extremely powerful. Absolutely extremely powerful. I don't know how I would change her, because she kind of needs everything she has for it to be viable. Again, simply because we're in a stun meta, again, like we have been for years. She's just CC'd into oblivion and destroyed, but in situations where she's not CC'd, she's inhumanly powerful. She just shreds everything, she kills everything without really anything stopping her. The only way to stop her is CC, which CC sucks, but the reason she is the way she is simply because the CC exists in the game, and if it didn't, we'd probably see Tracer with a slightly larger hitbox or something. I don't know. Fuck it. We're putting her in balanced. I don't actually care. She's pretty perfectly balanced. I think making any changes to her will make her far too weak, so I think she's perfectly balanced. Well, she's not perfectly balanced, but she doesn't need changes either, so we'll put her in perfectly balanced. Whatever. Reaper definitely needs some minor changes. He was underwhelming. He was pretty underwhelming. 30% lifesteal. Recently buffed to 35%, which turned him into a bit of a monster for a little while, with the ability to basically 1v1 anyone just by left-clicking them once, and then you instantly got a shitload of health back. See, the thing with Reaper is, although he requires his lifesteal, since he's such a close-range target, he's a tank buster, really. He's designed for creeping up behind tanks, shredding them in the back, hopefully securing a kill, while, getting shot in the back, and he's using his lifesteal to stay alive to try and output more damage onto the tanks, or assassinating people in the back lane while he flanks. But in general, Reaper right now, the 35% lifesteal is a little bit crazy. I think they should probably revert it back down to 30 and then buff him in another way, because the lifesteal is very, very annoying. Even though it's 5%, it doesn't sound like a massive amount, and it really isn't, but that a tiny, tiny amount makes him pretty powerful in the sense that he gets away with a lot more things than he shouldn't be. So you can make a lot of mistakes as Reaper, but it doesn't matter because you have 35% lifesteal. So, I don't know. The Reaper is in a weird spot for me. I think if he had 30% lifesteal and he got just a slight change in another area, perfectly balanced, absolutely. Right now, he's just kind of in a weird spot. I'm still kind of getting used to that 35% lifesteal. So he could possibly be perfectly balanced. I'm going to keep it in minor changes for now since I'm not used to the 35%. Once we start getting used to that 35% again, I'll definitely reconsider where I put him here. But for now, we talked to Mei. That Mei, this hero is bullshit. This hero is terrifyingly unbalanced. She is a CC Lord with tank abilities, with support abilities in the way that she can heal herself, a crazy fast high damage projectile. I genuinely I don't know what to say. This hero on paper does everything. It's a shame she doesn't fit into more comps, but she is incredibly powerful. CC ultimate, CC left click, incredibly fast, powerful projectile on right click, self heal, and a tank ability wall. Although wall's not the most powerful thing, used in the right hands, this dominates teams with the ability to split heroes from each other, especially at the professional level or the very high grandmaster levels. That wall can determine whether fights are won or lost. So I think she's horribly unbalanced. She should not be like this. I'm glad she's getting changed in Overwatch 2, and she's removing the freezing ability on her left click. She could definitely do with a lot more though. I don't believe a DPS like this should have so many tank, support, crowd control abilities. I don't, because she's a DPS. Her main goal should be outputting damage, but that's not what her main goal is. Her main goal is really just creating opportunities for her team to jump on people, not by damaging them, but by splitting them up, or by CCing them into a position where it's unfavorable for the team and they might get picked from it. I don't know. I don't see Mei as a very healthy hero for this game, even though she's been the hero for a very long time. I don't know. I just don't like her. Next, we will probably go for Junkrat. Well, he is next, but we'll talk about Junkrat. I don't know. Junkrat's very cheesy. I think he definitely needs some minor changes though. His Reptire ability, I will never understand the choice for making Reptire. It's I believe it has 150 HP, so it's very easy to destroy. But let's say you don't destroy it, it's low risk, high reward. You're not sacrificing your life. Of course, when you activate it, you go completely AFK until your tire is either broken or you blow it up. I don't know, just the fact that you have such a low risk, high reward ultimate in the game, especially on such an impressive hero in the first place, with the ability to very quickly combo people down and get those picks, especially in the, Junkrat players who know what they're actually doing. Junkrat definitely needs some changes. I think his tire is pretty bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I deserve to die from an ability where if I don't break it, we can lose multiple people, and if I do break it, then the fight hasn't changed whatsoever, because destroying said ultimate doesn't grant anything. It's not like we're now up a player now because he risked his own life doing said thing. We just break an ability and that's it. The fight goes on. So for there being so, low risk, high reward, I have to put him in changes. Reptire is, in my opinion, super broken. Super broken. I don't understand why it's an ability, but whatever. Torb is pretty weak, but other than that, I would say he is. God, he needs changes. He's too weak. He's just not amazing. Really, he's not great. If I was making a tier list on how strong he'd be definitely near the bottom. He's not amazing, and I don't believe he's not amazing simply because his kit is underwhelming. I think his kit is fine. I think his damage numbers are fine. I think his ult is fine. I think his turret is fine. I'm fine with everything he has. I'm completely okay with his numbers. So therefore, actually, I'm putting him in balanced. But the thing is, every other DPS is just simply better at what Torb does, that there's really no point in choosing him, which is kind of an issue. Torb would probably thrive if it weren't for other DPSs simply just being better. The other DPS simply are just better. They provide higher numbers, safer in most times, longer ranges, more consistently. They have escapes. Torb doesn't have an escape, other than his whatever it's called, where he gets armor and he runs a little quicker, he shoots a little faster. I believe he reloads faster too. I wouldn't call that an escape at all. Overdrive, whatever it's called, it doesn't matter. But seriously, that's the reason. He's just not amazing. The other DPS are simply just better. Hanzo, I would say the thing with Hanzo is I would absolutely be willing to put him in perfectly balanced, but the thing is he one-shot headshots people, which I horribly disagree with. I don't believe that should be a thing, but all his other abilities are great for exactly what his role is. So if I put him in minor changes, then I'd be saying, you know, his headshot needs to be changed. But then again, he's always had that one-shot headshot. I mean, he used to have Scar Arrow, which was a far bigger problem than the one-shot headshot was, but just the fact that you can one-shot headshot people, I just don't believe is healthy. Especially for a game like this, where that pick literally determines whether or not you win or lose the game in most cases. So I don't believe he should have the one-shot headshot. But the thing is, without the one-shot headshot, he'd be almost completely useless. He's a great DPS for the simple reason that he is able to snipe those headshot kills and secure those kills, which I believe proves Overwatch is a very casual game. It's very casual. But I think Hanzo definitely needs changes. One-shot headshot busted. I don't like it, and that's simply the only reason I'm putting him here. One-shot headshot sucks. Some major changes. This hero sucks. Really, really bad. Her turrets are basically the only thing that do anything, and even then, they are super easy to deal with. She only really works in bunkers. She works great with Bastion, especially with the ability to teleport him into flank positions where he can shred people, TP back to safety. But in general, Sim is terrible. Her beam is cool. She does quite a bit of damage after a while, but in most cases, you aren't really zapping someone for long enough or beaming them for long enough for you to start outputting those damage numbers without just being absolutely rolled by literally any other hero in the game. So I think Sim definitely needs major changes. She needs to be stronger. As a Genji main, she absolutely needs to be stronger. She's very weak. She's super underwhelming. Needs a buff. I agree. Ball. Thing with Ball is, I believe, although I want to say he is perfectly balanced, which I would probably be happy with. Fuck it, I'm gonna put him in perfectly balanced. I think he's a really great hero. I think he's very strong, especially if you know what you're doing. Your ability to get environment kills, stall points, create tons of space, output tons of damage. So your survivability is great. Make a ton of space. I think Ball is a very, very good hero. I think he's very healthy for this type of game too. Although he has CC, I believe CCs are okay, especially on tanks. I believe tanks should have CCs, not DPS or supports. I don't think DPS or supports should have CCs, but then again, it's not me who makes the game, and it's not me who has a game with consistent 10 million players, so they clearly know what they're doing more than I do. But I will say Ball, very balanced. I like him. He's cool. He's definitely strong, which I like. He deserves to be strong. Great hero. Very balanced. Orisa, this hero needs major changes. They are really bad. They are really, really bad. She's just weak. She's just extremely weak in comparison to the other tanks. I see there's almost no reason to pick her ever. Just pick literally basically any of the other tanks. Because the thing is, even on Bunker, I think I'd prefer Reinhardt Sigma over Sigma Orisa. Simply because if people do dive, the Reinhardt cleaves the fuck out of everyone diving the Bastion or whatever bunker you're running, and then can build a Char insanely quickly if he's getting a massive amount of healing output. which is normally what Bunker does. You're running it with Baptiste most of the time, which means he just splashes healing everywhere. Everyone gets tons of it. So Orisa, I believe, bad hero. Very bad. Buff, please. Please buff. Because even on Genji, 1v1ing this hero is stupidly easy. I farm Orisas all day. They are so stupidly easy to kill on basically everyone that there's no point in running her. She's just bad. Zarya, perfectly balanced. I think this hero is amazing for the health of this game. She follows very, very nice fundamentals. Right click, very nice. Projectile arc, very nice arc too. Very easy to learn, very difficult to master in most scenarios. Her grab following the exact same path, very nice. I think she's extremely mechanical, which I love for games like this. I think people who are gifted or talented when it comes to mechanical skill absolutely deserve to reap the benefits of those mechanical skills simply because they put in the time to practice them. Not like heroes who are entirely brain-based. I have no problem with brain-based heroes. However, I think if you are extremely mechanically skilled, you absolutely deserve to get the rewards for being as skilled. Not necessarily in the sense where I have good aim, therefore I should one-shot everyone. I still think that's horrible. But in the way that your positioning and your tracking ability and your flicking ability and everything like that going into something should absolutely secure you kills, and Zarya is great. Personal bubble, I think very balanced. 40 energy, very nice for one full bubble. I exactly remember the exact number for how much HP it has. Decent amount of HP, let's just say it has 200 or 150, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Anyway, 40 energy bubble decreases fairly quickly after her nerf. I think absolutely needed. I don't think you should end a fight with 100 energy, and then by the time the next fight starts, you still have 70 or 60 energy. That's stupid. That's one bubble and you're full energy again. That's ridiculous. I think if you end a fight, you absolutely deserve to go back down to 30, 40, 20 energy. That makes her far more balanced. It makes her absolutely still one of the best tanks in the game. I think she's always been very balanced. Grav, great ability, makes a lot of sense. CC, very expensive, high risk, high reward. I love this hero. This hero is amazing. Balance everything around Zarya, please. Reinhardt, fairly strong. Not in the double bubble meta. He's not amazing there because he gets torn to pieces by double bubble. However, perfectly balanced. I love this hero. Char, great ability, very fair, very easy to counter. Again, high risk, high reward. You're only stunned for 2.5 seconds, I believe. Hammer, very fun to use. Nice sound when you're hitting people, which is honestly a big plus. Shield, 1600 HP. Nerfed from 2000 to counter double shield. Very long time ago. Beautiful. I love this hero. This hero is great. Very balanced. Charge, super balanced, easy to get out of the way of. It should reward you for hitting him with a kill or very high amounts of damage on tank players most of the time. Fire Strike, very balanced. He needed a ranged attack. Thank God he got one, which was Fire Strike, dealing 100 damage, especially comboed with Baptiste's ultimate. You can secure kills. Beautiful hero. I love him. Perfectly balanced. Monkey, I believe he is also perfectly balanced, because if you make a mistake on Monkey, you die. If you play very well, you kill everyone. That's how it should be. Perfectly balanced. I love this hero. Sigma, I would honestly love to put him in horribly unbalanced, which is what I'm gonna do. This hero is so laughably overkitted, I cannot believe it. He has a zoning CC ultimate, D.Va's defense matrix on steroids, crazy high damage left click, which can bounce around corners and splash and cleave, a shield that can fly around in the air, call it back, decent HP, charges quickly, low cooldown. His CC rock ability that basically can't be stopped by anything, stuns people for ages. Sigma, broken when he was released. I couldn't believe my eyes. I quit the game for almost a full season after it was released, simply because I thought it would kill the game because of how unbelievably broken this hero is. Yeah, this hero is bullshit. I will say it to this day, this hero is bullshit. Hog, I want to say he's perfectly balanced. I hate the fact that he has a one-shot combo. I don't think tanks should have one-shot combos. Then again, fairly difficult to pull off sometimes, especially against good players. It's almost impossible against very good players. So perfectly balanced. I believe he should be rewarded for his hooks, since they are difficult to land. It is a projectile that travels at a certain speed. You need to predict where that player will be at a certain moment before you throw your hook. Hopefully they will be in that zone, touching the hitbox at the end of its projectile range, almost certainly guaranteeing you a kill on most squishies, basically all squishies, especially if they don't have a super broken getaway. But yeah, Hog, balance. I love this hero. I think most of the tank in this game are balanced, but I love Hog. Hog, very cool hero. Mercy definitely needs minor changes. She is her e-girl jump or super jump, whatever you want to call it, where she just blasts into the air, or her super glide or whatever the fuck it's called, where she like launches herself like a catapult across the planet. These are cool techs, and I believe they are kind of needed because she is just not great. She's not an amazing healer in terms of survivability, although she may seem like it because she can Guardian Angel around. Good players will destroy you doing that. I would say Mercy definitely needs her e-girl jump taken away. I hate to say it, I love all of you Mercy mains, especially when you pocket me. I love all of you, and I really hate to say it, I love Mercy as a hero. I love how she works. I think she's great. E-girl jump is busted. Either add it as an ability in the game with a cooldown, or just completely remove it. Because right now it's a bug. It's a broken bug. It's genuinely, it's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be able to do it. It's a bug in the game. It is a bug. It's a glitch in the game. Why are you letting people do it? I'd be totally okay with it if it was an ability, right? An ability, a sound cue, something where you can see how or when it's going to happen. But when I just see Mercy GA over to a dead person's body and then launch into the sky like she's an Elon Musk fucking spaceship, and she just launches up like she's Superman taking off after a battle or whatever, that's bullshit. I hate it. It sucks. It is an ability. Zen, perfectly balanced. He gets shit on by most people. Good. I hate this hero. I don't. I love Zen. Zen's cool. Whatever the fuck it's called. Wham. Cool charges. You die if you suck, and you kill him if you're better. Skill matchup in most cases. Very useful ability. Low healing to counteract his high damage abilities. Very good. Perfectly balanced. Great ultimate. Brig horribly unbalanced. Remove her from the game. Broken. She's a tank that can heal. Stupid hero. No. I still refuse to believe she was genuinely added to this game. Her healing output, I believe, is fine. She should not have a shield. That is ridiculous. She shouldn't have her shield bash, which is a stun, which is ridiculous. Whip shot, I think that's totally fine. Zoning ability, totally fine. I absolutely agree. She should have it. It's her basic. It should be her only defense in terms of stopping people from jumping on her. Great. I think we needed a healer who could sit in the backline and peel, simply because most other people that play this game suck so bad they don't know what that is. So Brig on paper sounds like she should be a needed hero, but she is so laughably broken that I almost refuse to believe that a human being genuinely thought that she should be added to the game. Stupid hero. Baptiste, broken, super broken. Immortality field, broken. Hit scan, broken. Super massive amounts of healing output, broken. AoE healing, broken. Verticality, mobility, broken. Everything about this hero is broken. Stupid hero. Remove him from the game. I hate every ounce of him. But seriously, there's a lot of things you could do to fix Baptiste. First of all, removing immortality, not completely, but making it so it doesn't make you immortal anymore. You'll see back in the April Fool's event earlier this year, instead of making people invincible, I believe it made them take half damage, 50% less damage or so. I would love this. This ability would be fine. Great. Absolutely add this to the game. Instead of making people completely invincible, that's stupid. If a D.Va bomb comes down, perfectly placed, Reinhardt can't block everyone, Baptiste, okay, I press E, I save my entire team. That's bullshit, that shouldn't happen, that is stupid. This hero is laughably broken, and I believe he always will be. Ana, perfectly balanced. I hate 1v1ing her. I think she's extremely powerful 1v1ing, but she needs to be, because no one peels, and they suck at the game. So, absolutely, Ana, 100% perfectly balanced. Her damage output is kind of crazy. She's a very strong 1v1 hero, especially if she has Nade and Sleep Dart. Her cooldowns, extremely powerful if used properly. They are 100% skill based. So if you suck, you will not do anything with her cooldowns. If you're amazing, you will carry games with her cooldowns. Very great hero, very well balanced. D.Va. Okay, minor changes. I hate that she has the ability to kill people with remake so easily. That sucks. That feels kind of cheap. But then again, she's not amazing. Defense matrix, broken. I kind of get it though. On paper, defense matrix sounds very overpowered. And the matter of fact, you need a brain to use it. So fuck it. She needs minor changes. She's relatively weak right now. She's basic. Fuck it. You know what? Balanced. I don't care. She's perfectly balanced. Where the fuck did I just put her? Okay, here we go. Perfectly balanced. Whatever. We're gonna leave Moira till last, because I hate her. Lucio, perfectly balanced. I love this hero. Very cool. Very unique in how he works. AoE healing though, a little bullshit. I do not like AoE healing. AoE healing feels very cheap. In the way that you can literally be paying zero attention to what your team is doing, and just simply be on healing, and you're healing everyone simply because you exist. That's kind of cancer, but whatever. He could be worse. He could heal a lot more, which he doesn't. His healing output isn't crazy high. It's pretty decently high considering it's an AoE heal, but for individual healing, healing one person, not amazing. Pretty low in comparison to most of the other healers apart from Zen. Great ultimate though, very balanced. You can wait it out with most ultimates. Great. I think Lucio, pretty balanced for this game. Moira, I do not like Moira. I absolutely do not like Moira. Her left click or right click, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Her graspy grasp, her slurpy, sucky, whatever it's called, whatever the fuck it does, you know, the biotic grasp, whatever it is, right? Where she's damaging people and she's slurping them to death and she's getting lifesteal from them, while also not needing to aim whatsoever because it's an aimbot. It's stupid. If I jump in the back lane and start killing you and you just start slurping me and I'm dying and I can't output enough damage quick enough to kill you because I'm bad, yeah, I'm fucking weird. I don't believe aimbot beams should be a thing. Just like old Symmetra was changed because that was stupid. Aimbot beam, broken. I hate it. She does not. If her grasp wasn't aimbot, perfectly balanced. But right now, I think she's bullshit. Simply because she can slurp you to death, even if it's relatively close range and it does do a whole ton of damage. I just think the idea of it being aimbot and locking onto people is pretty ridiculous. I don't think that should be a thing. But anyway, this is my list. Please take everything I said with a grain of salt, because I am not amazing in this game, nor am I a game designer. I just play a lot of comp games, and I'm pretty good at some of them. Some of them. Anyway, if you disagree, please let me know and call me dumb and an asshole for hating on your hero, or whatever else you want. If you genuinely disagree, please tell me why. If you agree, please tell me why. I'd love to hear exactly why you think McCree is balanced, and why you think Genji is a good hero, and why you think Baptiste is balanced, and why you think one-shots are balanced. I would love to hear all of them, because you're wrong, no matter with what you tell me. They're simply incorrect statements, whatever you could say. They are broken, but that's how the game is. Anyway, I love all of you. Goodbye. Look at my tier list. Look at it. Look at it. It's perfect. It's amazing. None of you can actually disagree with me. I actually take back everything I said. None of you can disagree with me. because I'm 100% correct, because I'm a genius. However, you can voice your opinion all you want, because I will allow it. So if you disagree, that's okay, but I don't care. I also do care because I care about all of you. Anyway, goodbye. I'm going now. I hope you enjoyed me explaining, as a terrible Overwatch player, why I believe the game sucks. Anyway, goodbye, you bunch of infidel dumbasses. Goodbye.